and welcome back to this mess. I'm here. I'm Ollie. This is Elsie.
What's up, guys?
We're living our lives, driving to food at an undisclosed
It's
location.
Chick-fil-A.
It's Chick-fil-A. We just got out of the gym.
It was horrible. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't.
It's not that bad.
I taught Ollie how to do a handstand,
It was so bad.
and
It
took 15 minutes before I realized they were just not going to give up until they either broke their neck or somehow succeeded.
It's just not gonna happen.
And my mom was a gymnast, and I used to do gymnastics, so this was just an experience.
The thing is, I used to do gymnastics.
How old were you?
Like 3. It's fine.
3s don't do real gymnastics. Well, I don't know what you do when you're 3. I don't remember anything. Did you do bar stuff?
Lord, no.
Well, I did bar and floor and beam and...
Is bar the thing where you like hold on and you like flip?
Yeah,
I did that. Maybe I was like 5.
that counts. Well, actually, they have those at most like kid playgrounds. So that's probably like normal. I think we started out on bar and floor. And, well, beam's not that dangerous either.
Anyway,
Neither is the flippy.
Elsie.
Actually, the flippy is.
Hey, Elsie.
Uh-huh.
topics.
What were we talking about?
So, me not being able to do that.
Handstand.
Yes.
What it is. Well, okay. They could do a handstand, sort of. It's just... we are trying to, like, balance against the wall. You know how when you flip up and you touch your feet against the wall and you can just kind of hang out there for a bit? And you were just... it wasn't happening.
I felt
Oh,
a lot.
no. Chick-fil-A's in the far right lane.
But me, okay, so if you don't know me, I am a very stubborn person. I do not give up until I do things the right way or perfectly or any of that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It has gotten me to kind of like,
Be very good at most things.
but also have really bad mental health.
Yeah.
But mental health, we were talking about it because I got like weirdly uncomfortable about the whole handstand thing.
Whoops.
Turns. And
It's like trying to be an ace of all trades. It's not healthy, you can't do it, and it's really impractical
yeah.
to try, I guess. I mean, it would be kind of good, I guess, in a card game, hypothetically. I don't know much about card games.
My dad worked
Besides-
for a poker company, so
Like,
don't stop me.
I can play Go Fish and BS, and we're off topic.
That is also part of the video. Because the topic, this was a long introduction, the topic of today's video is,
Mental health! Wait, that's right?
yeah, like
Okay.
neurodivergency within a relationship. Because a lot of the times there are videos that are like, how to date someone who's depressed, or like how to date someone with ADHD, and
Or how to date someone with anxiety.
yeah,
Or what happens when you put all of these people together.
yeah. So I have depression and anxiety, and I take like meds for it. And Elsie has ADHD, and she takes meds for it.
What? How did you know?
What? So basically, we don't really have a structure. This is all very freeform. We were sitting in the car and talking and doing stuff, and we were like, yo, we have like a good solid relationship, even though both of our brains are really messed up.
Also, the framing is bad, the lighting is bad.
Yeah.
I have the light on in the car
Yeah, see?
while driving. Just cut that whole part out.
I will. So, neurodivergency in relationships. We both got diagnosed while we were in
Dating.
a relationship.
Like, this all is very recent.
I mean, like, I had gone to therapists and stuff, but I had never, like, been on meds, and I never talked to a doctor. I had never, like, been to anyone besides a licensed therapist.
And I went, well, okay, my story was like, I don't know, did you say it first?
I think it was Julia.
Oh, yeah! Oh my gosh. So like a year after I went on this long vacation with my like best friend, she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not allowed to tell you this at all, but after that vacation that we went on, my mom came up, who's a licensed therapist. Don't like do this if you're not allowed to if you're a therapist, but I really appreciate it because it actually went on like to help me get a diagnosis." And well, she came up to me and she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "You probably have a little bit of ADD. That's like why you're all like that." Okay, it was less.
Why do you like that?
It wasn't that mean, but I'm trying to paraphrase here, and it's just coming out a huge mess. And then I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Wait, go through the drive-through.
Drive-through, but where was I?
Julia, licensed therapist.
Julia, her mom was a therapist, and she said that, and then anyway, Julia told me she wasn't allowed to, and then I was like, "What?" So then I started doing all of this research into ADHD, right? And like, I kind of hyper-focused on the fact that I had ADHD, which is actually kind of a common thing for people who don't know they have it until they do, and then they're like, "Whoa, all this stuff happens to me, and that's not normal." And then I did all this research, and then I was like, "Hey, parents, think I'm gonna have ADHD?" And they're like, "Nah, yeah, I probably do." So what I did was, whenever people asked me, like, "What do you mean you have ADHD? Why? What, you don't symptoms?" And I'm like, "Well, you see here, sometimes I forget things, and that's all I remember ever." Which is both ironic and cruel. So I wrote down every single thing I experienced ever in my life, and I went to the doctor for like a checkup. Or no, I had a cold or something, and I was like, and he was like, "Okay, you have a cold, whatever. Is there something else?" And I was like, "Guess what?" And so I read all of the symptoms, and he was kind of like, "Yeah, I know you. This is all true." And so he was like, "Okay, I'm going to send you to a doctor, but we have to get your parents in on this." I was like, "Haha, you can call them and do that, because I'm not going to." And he was like, "Yay, okay." So thank God for my pediatrician being an absolute bro and got me an appointment. I took the awful little test with the red and blue squares and the red and blue circles, and we sat down in the office, and he was like, "Bruh, you got ADHD." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And then we talked about it with my mom, and she has it too, because she was like, "What? You mean that doesn't happen to everyone?" And the doctor was like, "It doesn't." And she was like, "I never believe this. I don't believe this. Excuse my grammar. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody has this." And then he was like, "No, no, you're wrong." So yeah, that's my story. Sorry, that was so much longer than yours. That's
Irony.
We can crop out all of that. It's not my channel. I don't know why I'm dumping all of this stuff.
But anyway, so we were talking because we both have a lot of like insecurities related to these things, and not necessarily like insecurities about the like diagnoses themselves, but more
It's not like
symptoms of it, and like
ashamed of being depressed or having ADHD. It's just like, oh my God, people hate me because I interrupt them all the time. Did I just interrupt you?
you did. See, the thing is, unless I'm like talking more seriously, I don't notice it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Purely because I've gotten used to it. That doesn't mean it's good though.
Oh, okay.
But something that we kind of established in our relationship early on was very open communication. Just like super chill. Don't be mean. But
it's more of, instead of like getting upset and either shutting off or not talking or talking about things that are just unrelated or internalizing that, it's more like a, "Hey, can we talk about this? I had an issue with this. Here's why. I think this happened because this. Here's how we can fix it." Or, "I don't know how to fix it. Do you think you know? We can work something out." It's kind of like that. And that's honestly like some of the hardest foundations of like having a relationship that people can't grasp.
It's the super non-personal stuff. Like the like problems are personal, but the way you have to handle them is like a business meeting. No, it is. Because you have to like bring it to the table. You have to be like, here's my problems. I want to work with you so we can like work together to find a solution that we're both happy with. Because I remember one day after a football game, we were sitting in my car and crying.
No, don't bring that up. You can bring it up, but no.
And
because you had stuff that was related to your anxiety that was triggering stuff that I'm insecure about because of my ADHD. So that was a huge mess.
It was a huge mess. And so we sat in my car and talked for
like an hour
and a half at least. And my mom texted me, she's like, where are you? But she was chill with it. But so we always just keep the lines of communication open, but because of experiences that I've had in the past,
it's hard to do that sometimes.
Yeah, and also the ability to say, I'm sorry, I can't handle your problems right now.
Yeah, like that seems super blunt and like not caring, but sometimes you have to learn when to...
Boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries! Boundaries are another really difficult thing that...
Being able to say, this isn't a you thing, this is a me thing, I do not have the emotional stability to handle this right now. Because I think if we're in a relationship that is helpful and healthy and productive and good, you want the other person to be happy, and as much as you want to reach out to help, the other person isn't your only lifeline. Like, we have friends, we have other friends, despite what a lot of people say. We spend a lot of time.
Pause it? We're about to order.
Yeah, I will. Coming back soon. Okay, so that kind of ended a little abruptly. We got some Chick-fil-A. It was yummy.
We're back post-food.
Post-food, because we didn't want to have mukbang. I'll insert like a tiny clip of us eating, right?
Oh.
Here.
But if we eat while we talk, that's gross.
It's a mukbang.
No.
Oh.
No.
But so that's kind of our introductory thing. If you guys want to see more videos about relationships and specifically relationships with neurodivergency and us, we're interesting people, I guess, and
Most days.
preach, then let us know. You know, do the YouTube things, likes, comments, subscribes, ring the bell. I don't really care.
Yeah, we like talking.
Yay!